Germain explained that the coalition is a group of some rich tycoons that came into the city in the recent months. Some people came and spoke to Gus regarding purchasing a couple buildings that were under his company. Gus naturally refused, these assholes coming in and thinking they can just buy up the city. They left without any issue, but as you can tell, they took offense to it. The same people came and had a meeting with Valkyrie about buying the building that she runs the club out of. She was more colorful in her denial of their offer from what Gus told. These people must not be used to taking no for an answer and decided to take matters into their own hands. Thinking if they kill the two at the top, then we would meekly bow down to them and give them what they want. But all they've done is piss us off. I have some things to finish up tonight, and I will meet you at Valkyrie's club in the morning to discuss more. Okay, but don't keep me waiting or I'll take matters into my own hands. This isn't the time to be emotional, Lilith. I'm not emotional. I'm calm enough to set a church on fire and watch the preacher burn. That doesn't sound too calm, was the last thing Germain said before I left. I didn't go home. I didn't want to be alone in that apartment right now. I went to the club and went up to Valkyrie's office to look around. It was still being fixed from the explosion. The desk was there, but the back wall was bare. I sat against the wall and just stared at the ceiling. Next thing I know, I was waking up the next morning. I walked downstairs and I was greeted by a lawyer who introduced himself. Looks like Valkyrie left a will in which she named me as her successor for the business. Once I got this news, it looks like revenge will have to wait a moment. This shop was her baby, and there is no way I will let it sit like this, looking like shit. For the next couple months, I allowed the coalition to live their life and spend whatever last moments they have before I come for them. I reopened the club and everyone flocked back. It was nice to see the place full again. On the re-grand opening, Germain came as well to congratulate me, and the person who came after him was exactly someone that I wanted to see. A weasel-looking man that congratulated me on the opening and introduced himself as Ron, as he handed me a card, which had the name Coalition on there. I held my emotions so he doesn't see my twisted face, but inside, the fire burned blue. He asked if I had a moment to speak. Of course I have a moment. We went inside a side room and sat down next to one another. He explained that he was from a real estate group called the Coalition, and that is when I stabbed him in the neck. I must have nicked an artery because goddamn this guy is bleeding. He's gotten blood all over me, as he shakes on the ground holding his neck looking at me. Yes, that's what I want, the fear, the not knowing. Don't worry, all of your little friends will be joining you in short order. Well, that is what I wanted to do, but it would be a stupid move. The me a couple months ago wouldn't be able to hold her anger. Even when she's above me, looks like Valkyrie is still guiding me. Having me repair her club was her way of calming me down. I listened to his idiotic pitch, staring at his stupid fucking face. I wanted to memorize it. He began to blush. This fucking idiot probably thinks I like him. A good misunderstanding to have. He'll be an easy target. Once he finished saying whatever the fuck, I wasn't listening. I escorted him out. As he was leaving, the last word he said sealed his fate. Please take our offer seriously. We spoke about this to the last owner as well, and she turned us down. I would hate for you to meet some misfortune just like her, is what Ron said. I opened the door and left my head down as he left. I couldn't let him see the face I was making, the rage that I had. As soon as I closed the door, I yelled to Dean. I knew he was a tracker and asked him to tail the guy that just left. His smartass said, "You know how much I usually charge, Lilith, but for such a special night, I'll give you this one freebie." I grabbed him by his shirt and pulled him close and told him, "Just don't fucking lose him. Tell me where he works and where he lives. I'll take care of the rest." He finally understood and ran straight. I just stood by the door for a moment. Germain came with 2 drinks in his hands and handed one to me. He told me to calm down, it's a festive night and you don't know if they have someone else here to keep watch over us. Calm down. Calm down. That's all I ever seem to hear now. A daze. I took his drink and drunk it all in one go. Liquor. Fucking disgusting. This is why I prefer wine. I put myself together and continued the party for that night. It was a good night. As we were cleaning up, it became late. The staff told me to go ahead and leave, there's not much left. I took them up on their offer. As I walked by the bar, Leonardo, the bartender, called to me, "Lilith, I've been here since the beginning and I've seen a lot of things. Though I'm not of that world, no one would believe me now. Whatever it is you have to handle, go and see it through. I'll take care of this place. You don't have to worry. Just promise me one thing, that I won't have a change of employers again. I hate meeting new people." "I was once a new person, Leo, and I remember you treating me fondly," I said. He replied, "You were the exception, Lilith, not the rule. Whatever it was Valkyrie saw in you, I could too. Don't worry, I intend to remain its owner, and I'll have you working for me until the day you die." "A reassuring and scary thought, that is," he replied. Then I left to go to my apartment. Thanks to Leo's words, I can focus fully on what needs to be done, sending those coalition fuckers to hell, so Valkyrie can watch them burn from Valhalla. I started to prepare in my apartment. I keep weapons under my couch. I pulled them out and made a liquid to coat my knives in. This way, one stabbed will greatly hinder them, even if they are larger than me. 2 pistols are always needed, but they are harder to conceal. I'll have to keep my hairpins on me. They work as knives as well. Once my prep is done, all there is to do is wait. I sat and meditated for the entire next day. A serene mind is a fast mind. I don't know what situations I will be in. I must be able to adapt. Finally, I received the call from Dean. He gave me a couple locations. One was a business location. That must be the building that he operates out of. A residential area. That must be his home. The last location was weird. It wasn't really a building, but just an area that leads underground. He must have been meeting others from the coalition. But why meet in such a way? They must be involved with someone who wants to stay hidden. I need to get into his home. It will probably give me the most information on the others. I looked at bars, cafes, and restaurants near his home and started to frequent those places. Each time dressed very seductively, Valkyrie always told me that male targets are the easiest. Women like to talk bad about using your body, but why not? Use your body to control their mind. Lust often leads to mistakes. Mistakes can lead to one's death, and we just help push them along that path. Often pursuing the wrong women can lead to a terrible ending, and it's not our fault, now is it? It took a little while, but finally he took an interest in me. It was at a small cafe in the morning. I went to grab a coffee, and he walked in. He called out to me, "Lilith, do you remember me? Have you had time to think of our offer?" Of course I remember him. But his name leaves my mind. It'll be forever remembered once they put it on his tombstone. My outfit made his mind wander. Better keep his eyes in his head. I told him, "I remember the face, but the name I can't pinpoint." He reintroduced himself as Ron from the Coalition Real Estate Group. He bought my drink and we went and sat down. He brought up my thoughts on them buying the club. I told him it was hardly an offer. I don't remember anything concrete being offered. I don't remember what was offered at all. I just fantasized about his blood being on my knife. He apologized and asked if I'd like to have dinner with him. "Dinner," I retort. "Do you take all your clients out to dinner?" "Only the pretty ones like you," he replied. "Be careful, Ron. Flattery will get you everywhere you want to go," I said as I touched his arm. My stomach started to twist. I'm lucky to keep in my vomit. We set the time for later that night. The time for dinner arrived, and of course I came in looking the best in the room. I met Ron by the door and allowed him to escort me in. I could tell how big his head was, bringing in such a woman. All the heads turned to watch us. It's fine. I like for him to have such a final meal. Status, every man wants it. Money, power, items, business, connections. You think all this gives you status. But it doesn't. It's the woman on your arms, and you want so much to get the status of woman you believe you are owed. Even if you have everything, if your woman is a whore, you'll be known as a whore fucker. Isn't that right? That is why you succumbed so easily to me. No reaction. Oh wait, you aren't listening. I guess a body needs a head to function. Now that I look around, what a mess this apartment is. This is why passion gets in the way of things. I know that. And still, I let my emotions go. Still, it's worth the message this will send to your other cohorts. I won't call the cleaners. Oh wait, let me bring you up to eye level for this. I'm going to toss away your stupid fucking head, and they will find a Dullahan laying lifeless. A fun mystery for them to find. Now, off you go down the garbage chute. Now to look for your documents. Why your phone is ringing? Oh right, headless body can't talk. I'll answer for you. A couple moans over the phone, and I yelled out your name, and they just hung up. I guess you must have a reputation. Let me call Jermaine. He can help me look around this place. Lilith, where are you? I have started already, Jermaine, and I have a lead, but I may need help looking through these papers. Okay, where's your location? I'll come to you. I texted Jermaine the address, and as I stopped and looked around, I can't help but think, maybe there is a demon in me, perhaps. My parents knew when they named me Lilith. I don't think it's a bad thing. A demon is exactly what I need at the moment.